Yeah. Hi friends, welcome back. Very good morning. Last class we have seen that architecture of that WebDriver and we have seen that Firefox profiling concept and that in my Firefox user defined profile I loaded through my WebDriver script and have did some my settings on the browsers. So now today we are going to be talking about the Chrome profiling concept. Then we'll be starting the locators introduction. So let's go with that Chrome profile creation. So as we know, if you try to launch a Chrome browser, one second. If you try to launch a Chrome browser, so okay, let me give that Chrome browser. So what happens? It will be opening Chrome system default profile. System Chrome default profile is opening in that. No, sorry. System. Sorry. When we are running through your WebDriver script, opening the Chrome browser, it is opening its own new Chrome profile, not system default profile. When you're running this Chrome, launching through WebDriver, it is opening its own new Chrome profile. It is not opening default Chrome profile, which is in your system. Okay, new profile is good. Okay, new profile is going to be open. In that, we don't have any settings. So for that reason, we have to create our own profile. You must keep our browser in our control in creating the profiling concept. So creating the profiling concept for the Chrome browser is entirely default to that Firefox browser what we have created yesterday. Friends, in creating the Firefox profile, I said to close all the Firefox browsers and I said click on Windows R button. Just I say firefox.exe-p like this. Then I click on OK. One pop-up has come. There we created the profile. But creating a profile in a Chrome browser is entirely different to the Firefox browser. So the same how we have closed all the Firefox browser in creating the Firefox profiles. Similarly, you must close all the browsers of the Chrome as well. Now to close all the Chrome browsers first of all. Okay, yes. So I first open one browser. Okay, open only one browser tab. That's it. See here, friends, this is the current user is Ravi. See, let me close this also. See, friends, I'm opening the Chrome browser. So which is the user is a Ravi. Okay, fine. So friends, creating the profiling in a Chrome browser is entirely different. How to means is in creating the users in a Chrome browser. Okay. If you click on this user Ravi, then we can find number of users I created for other batches. Okay, number of users I create for another batches. So if I create users, it will come like this. If I create profile means as the user, we have to create a profile. So now I want to create a new profile. Click on add button. Yes, add. See friends, this comes. Just do here. Okay, July. July profile. I was filling that. So here I was supposed to select a image and taking this image. Even not adding image also doesn't matter. Okay, give the profile link, nothing but pass link something, and click on add. Got it? Now your user defined Chrome profile got created. So this is the your system default Chrome profile. If you want to check, just in your opened the Chrome browser is opened manually. This one, this Chrome browser is opened while creating the profiles. Here the bird symbol is coming July profile, right? Yes, and this is the one your system default Chrome profile is Ravi, right? If you want to check, you can search here Chrome://version. See what is that? This is a Chrome default profile. See, profile is what? Default profile of Chrome. Okay. If I give the same command Chrome://version, if I give like this, then we can find this is a profile 12. So what the profile I created? So of course, July profile. For this is giving system giving a new profile name called profile 12 like this. For this profile, what we have created. Of course, white file is coming means I have created so many profiles starting with profile 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I created new profile. It's giving like profile 12. Got it? So this is the profile is going to be make use in loading your user defined Chrome profile. Okay. Okay. Now I created our user defined profile. In this user defined profile, I want to add some bookmarks. As of now, I don't have any bookmarks over here. And also I don't have ChromePath extension here. Right? If I want to do all those things, means yes, I can do that. Bestbuy.com one website I was doing. So I was making this as a bookmark and clicking on star button. Next, like John.in. So this one also I was making as a bookmark, clicking on star button. Done. Now if you see in this clicking on vertical dots, bookmark, see we can see Best Buy Amazon 2 bookmarks got added. And I want to add that extension of this Chrome browser. One of the add-on is ChromePath into this Chrome browser. Just search with ChromePath for ChromePath for Chrome. Is it Chrome browser? Right? Yes, for Chrome. Yes, ChromePath. Just click on ChromePath. Okay, this link. Now click on Add to the Chrome button. Click on Add to Chrome button. Now click on Add extension. See now extension will comes here. Extension will comes here. Yeah, see it. See it. Where is that? Yeah, see it. See here. ChromePath is coming, right? See here. ChromePath has come. So I added some extension, added some bookmarks in my user defined profile. First I created profile. I did some changes in my browsers. Now, after doing some settings in the browsers, like adding bookmarks, extensions like this, now I need to do one more workaround. I need to go one more workaround. This is my user defined profile. The name is July profile. If you want to check this, you can go with the Chrome // version. There it is. The profile name is profile 12 for my July Chrome July profile. It is given as profile 12. We have to go inside to this profile path. We have to go inside to this profile path. Copy this profile path. Yes, go to that location. Friends, see here. Can we see any default folder in this? Can we see with the D starting character only two folders are there? Database and data reduction. Is there any default folder? Can you see here? No, right? We cannot see. We cannot see any. Yes. Data or default profile. We cannot see, right? We cannot see that any default profile. So what we have to do? We must create one folder called default. Yeah, in this profile 12, what we created in this go inside and right click here and new and create a folder with the name ULT default. Now I created default folder. In this you don't have anything, right? Now next what to do? Select all the files, Control A. Exclude the default folder what you created. And copy all these files. Right click, copy, and go inside the default folder and paste it here. While pasting that profile 12 files into the default folder, at last stage, it may experience some error asking some profile browsers because these browsers are open. So it will be asking to close that profile browsers. Yes, default profile or your created profile, both it has to be closed. At last it comes here, it will be asking the error. Some files are not copied because that profile browsers got open. You have to close that actually. To show you, I was opening still like that. Here. This action cannot be completed because the files is open in Google Chrome. Close the files to try again. So you better close these profiles. All the well, try again. Now it's done. See in the default folder, in profile 12, what we have the files, we have pasted in the default folder. It's done, right? Now close this. So let's open. See, this is a your system default, and so this is the one June profile, right? June profile. This is the one here. Got it, right? This is the your Chrome profile. Is user defined. Here, what is that? This July profile. What if you want to check? You can give Chrome, say Chrome colon / version. This is the what? Your user defined profile 12. And this is the what? Chrome colon / version. This is our system default Chrome profile. So now I want to use this user defined profile. I want this user defined profile. I want to load it. So here what to do here? Here what to do? We have to call this profile. We have to call this profile. You have to call this profile in your script, in your WebDriver script. Okay, now how you call? How you call? First you copy this path. First copy this profile path, because this profile I want to load through my WebDriver. So friends, here when this launch method is calling, taking the Chrome browser key, go to this method of the launch. Control click on this. It goes to the launch definition. It receives here as a key. Chrome browser key is receives here. The key base value p dot get property of browser key base value is taking as a Chrome is equal to Chrome. Yes, it is equal to Chrome. Then I need to initiate the drivers for the Chrome. Then I need to open mine. Earlier it was opening what with this class object of Chrome driver. Default Chrome profile browser is opening. Now I was opening my user defined Chrome profile. If you want to open my user defined Chrome profile, yes, we have to use the class called Chrome options class. Here to set the profile of Firefox, what we use Firefox options class reference only. I set the profile. So here same. Here we have the Chrome options class. Option equals new Chrome options. So with this options reference of variable, add arguments. This is the string of arguments we have to give it. So here we are giving in the double quotes string. It is an argument is string type. Give a double quotes. You here user hyphen data hyphen dir equals. Here you paste that path, that user defined profile path, what we copied, that we have to paste it here. So every slash should be in a double slash like this. Okay, here it is copied with double slash. Got it? Like this we have. Now this Chrome options reference I must pass for the Chrome driver constructor as an argument. Friends, this Chrome, when creating the object for a Chrome driver, this is the constructor of default constructor. There is Chrome driver of constructor with parameters constructor is that parameter is Chrome options class type. See, if you give control click control space here, Chrome driver with the default constructor, Chrome driver with parameter constructor with Chrome options here. Chrome options class reference a variable we need to pass here option. Chrome options class reference, we are passing parameter for this Chrome driver constructor. Now my Chrome is opening with my user defined Chrome instance here. I'm closing this. See, just observe. I'm running my test case. Let's try to run this. Now here my user defined profile, July profile has opened and Crow path is available. And also we can find the bookmarks of this best way and online. Got it? And now see friends, here we can see some notifications are coming over here. Notifications are coming over here. I want to handle these notifications because why? Until unless you handle these notifications, further to the elements, it cannot interact. See here? It is not allowed to click anywhere until you take chance to handle these notifications. Then how can we handle these notifications in my user defined profile? So here we go to that launch browser. So here when this matching with Chrome, here your user defined profile we loaded. Yes, here itself in my user defined Chrome profile only, I need to handle my notifications. Use that Chrome options class reference a variable option dot add arguments. Add arguments. Here we are giving the arguments. Hyphen disable hyphen notifications. Spelling mistake? No, spelling mistake. Notifications. T-A-T-I-O-N-S notifications.
Yes.
Hyphen disable hyphen notification. These are the standard keywords. Disable hyphen notifications. So now if I run this program, yes, it will open user defined Chrome profile and have some add-ons, whatever we did in our user defined profile, and also it will handle the notifications as well. Excuse me. See friends, our user defined Chrome profile has opened with some add-ons and some bookmarks, and also notification got handled like this. When we create our user defined profile for the browsers, our browser will be in our control. Whatever you want to do the settings, yes, we can do that. Hope everybody is clear, right, friends? So if you want Chrome option arguments, you want Chrome options, Chrome option arguments. Yeah, just search with the Chrome options arguments. So Chrome options class arguments, what are they? It will be showing here. Just click on this capabilities and the Chrome options Chrome developer for. Just click on this. There come down. I think this is not. 1 second. Let's go back. Yeah, let's take this Stack Overflow. As friends, here any help if you are expecting for Selenium or Java, always you go with this website at stackoverflow.com. See here is a code.com is there, Stack Overflow is there, Guru 900 is there, some selenium.dev is there, and something is there, right? We always prefer with going with Stack Overflow. Anyhow, always when we search anything, the Stack Overflow coming is starting only. Now it was moved to the down. Okay, no issues. Just click on this stackoverflow.com, where I can find a list of all available Chrome option arguments. If we click on this, you can find. So if you come down here, we can. This is the one I use for this. Okay, just click on this. So here we can find all the arguments of the Chrome options. So all things arguments for the Chrome options class. So many arguments based on requirement we are using them. See, everything description is here. What is this meant for? All these things. Not required all those things. Just I'm showing the reference. Whatever we can see that. So these are these things. So many are there. Not use everyone, okay? Just I am showing a reference where we can pick any arguments if you want to pass the Chrome options. Yes, here is the site. We can go on, we can. Okay. So see, if you can search also Control F. What you did given hyphen. What you given that statement, friends? Yes, disable hyphen notifications. Here it's coming, right? What is giving disables the web notifications and push APIs. So it got it. Yes. We can also maximize the window through this also. There is one method is there. Window no? Something. Let me check. Window size. So the initial size provided string format. Not this. Something is there to maximize that. I think even if you back here, ignore certification errors, disable pop-up blockings, start maximized. Yeah, start maximize. This is the command. Start hyphen maximize. This is the command which maximize the browser. See, if we want to search, Control F. That's the browser maximized. It will maximized. So using this. So here we can write option.add arguments. We can maximize. Anyhow, it is maximizing our window, right? When that is opening. If it is not maximizing, means we can give that argument. But friends, like whatever settings you can want to do in your browsers, yes, just create your user-defined profile browser. On that user-defined profile browser, you can do whatever settings you want. You can do that too. So friends, hope everyone understood that profiling concepts for the browsers. Friends, is everyone clear about profiling concept?
So Mr. Ravi, I have one doubt actually.
Yeah.
So like any kind of argument, like we can pass the parameter and we can disable the any kind of notification or any kind of what do you call?
Yes, sir. So those are source stoppers. Notifications are coming.
Yeah,
until only it will never allow us to further to perform the operations. So for that, to handle that kind of notifications through automation, because in automation your presence will not be present, your presence will not be there, your existence will not be there.
Right.
So it will stop the executions. Who has to take care? Automation engineer has to take care to handle that kind of all disturbances. All interrupts. You have to face the risk, all those things. So we have to handle through the option classes.
All right.
Okay, na?
Thank you.
So welcome, sir. So now we are done with browser launchings, and we have done with the WebDriver commands, and we have seen that how to take the data from properties files and taking that instance servers dynamically using properties class, and we have seen that WebDriver architecture. Now we have seen that browser level, any settings you want to do using that profiling concept and option classes you have did. Like now we'll be jump into the browsers. Now deeply will be deep in the browsers. We'll be interacting with the web elements now. Okay. Now we'll be touch the web elements. Okay. Right. Now friends, now we'll be talking about web elements in a WebDriver classes. So in every driver class, Chrome or Firefox, opening the browsers, in that browsers we have so many kind of web elements are presented, like text box, radio buttons, checkbox, drop downs, links, web tables, calendars, like many kind of web elements are presented in your browsers, Chrome or Firefox. So how can I automate those web elements? How can I automate those web elements? Friends, so how can I means manually we can go and interact and involve for every element. I'll be entering, I will give some inputs, I will do some operation. But through automation, how can I interact with my web elements? Friends, example, suppose we are the human beings. If you want to identify me, okay, what is the property we use? Name is a property. Of course, beside the name, so many properties I'm having with me. Yes, if you don't know, yes, I know that my properties: height, weight, color, complexity, first name, last name, surname, nickname, pet name, and what we say SSL number, Aadhaar card number, voter card number, employee number. All these are my properties are there. Yes, starting my mother given birth for me, the first name is coming like baby is very cute, very handsome. From there it starts surname, first name, last name, height, weight, color, complexity, Aadhaar card number, everything properties are defined for the person, right? The same way for in a web applications, we can see number of web elements. For every web element, developers developing by the time they're giving some properties. How the human being having some properties to identify. The similar way for every web element will have some set of properties defined by the developers. Yes, for a text box having some set of properties, drop down having some set of properties, link element having some set of properties. With using that properties only, we are interacting with any kind of element and performing the operation. If I want to give some assignment for any of you, first I need to identify you. Before giving assignment, I want to give the assignment for the Bharat. Bharat is a property. I want to give some task for the Bharat. First of all, to give the task, I need to interact with him. How can I interact? While using his property as a Bharat. Bharat is a property. Then I will give the assignment. That's the operation, right? That's it. The same way, if you want to click any link, first you identify the link, then you click on that link. Get it? So for to identify the link, there is some set of properties on there. Okay. See, let me show you. Suppose I was opening Amazon.in. Friends, see, we can see so many elements are there. This is a drop down. This is a text box. This is a button. This is a link. This is an image. Yes, these are the web elements. So we can see physically, as like human beings, how physically appears. We can see the same way I can see the web elements. Can you see my properties? No. Can you see these web element properties? No. We can't see directly, but we can see that. How? While spying the element in getting the properties. Developers, they design some properties for every element. If we want to see the properties of web elements, yes, we can see that with the help of the Spire. So friends, in every browser, there will be one developer's window will be there. For every browser, there will be one developer's window will be there. In that, through the developer's window, we will take the inspector spy. With that help, we'll be spying on any element. Then we can get the properties of that web element. So how to open developers window? Function F12 in your keyboard. You have to press the function F12 button. Then the developers window has opened. For every browser, function F12 if you open, one small developers window comes. Yeah. Here we can see that Spire arrow mark is there. Spire arrow mark is there. Got it? Select an element in a page to inspect it. Just click on the arrow mark. It turns to the blue color. When it turns to the blue color, then only we can spy it. See here? See here. When I was mouse hovering, see the color is changing. Blue color is highlighting it here. If I click on text box, here we can see every web element starts with the HTML tag name input. For text box, the HTML tag name is the input. For links, HTML tag name is the anchor tag A. For drop downs, the HTML tag, this is a drop down. If I spy this, I can see the HTML tag name as a select tag. And if I try to inspect, again take the inspector spy on this link. For every link, HTML tag name is a A. If this is the image, if I spy this, take the inspector and inspect on the image. The HTML tag name for image is the IMG. So for every web element, will be starts with the HTML tag name and followed by its defined properties by the developers. See, if I spy this text box, the text box HTML tag name is the input and it followed by some defined properties by the developers. Type is one property, ID value, name value, autocomplete value, placeholder, class value, dir value, tab index value. Like this, all the property key values are defined by the developers. Every web element, if you spy the link, even for link also, for link HTML tag name is a and these are the properties. href is one property, class is one property, tab index is one property. So, okay, friends, even we have so many properties to identify the person. What is the mandate property we are using for to identify the persons? Name, not a height, not a color, not a complexity, right? A similar way, of course, developers has defined many, not many properties, but we will not follow all these properties. Very limited properties we are using to identify that any kind of elements. What are that many? What are the very few properties we will be concentrating to interact with the web elements? Means let me give it here. The first one is that locators. Okay, identical locators. A lot of locators are there. What are the identical locators to interact with web elements? Means first is that ID. Next is the name locator. Next is the class name locator. Next is that XPath. Next is the CSS selector, link text, partial link text. So these are the 8 locators majorly we use that. The first priority always be the ID locator. Next is the name locator. Next is the class locator. And next XPath, next CSS, like this we go. Okay, na? Why ID first means ID will be always be the unique one. ID always be the unique one. See, suppose we are all employees of some organization. Think suppose. Okay, we all are belongs to one organization. Every person have a employee ID or not? If you are being as employee means everyone has a employee. If the management team wants to calculate the salaries, will they calculate based on your name or your employee ID? Employee ID. Why? Employee ID is the unique, because might your name some other can have, right? That's what. So that's what always ID is the unique. So even interacting with any kind of element, the first priority locator is the ID. If not, then we go with the name locator. If not, then third priority we go with the class locator. Okay, ID means only ID locator we give. Name means only name we give. But class means only class name we can do that. We cannot give more than one properties in this ID or name class name. ID means ID, name is name, class name is class name. That's it. We cannot give more than one properties. Suppose friends, in a class with the name Ravikant, 3 people are there. With the name Ravikant, 3 people are there. Office boy is coming asking Ravikant. How many are responding? 3 are responding. In that case, will this name property suits? What friends? In this case, will name property suits? Name means only name. Name is Ravikant. With that name locator, 3 people are there in the classroom. Right, friends? This is not unique. In this case, that's why ID means ID only it works. Name is name only it works. But if I using ID and name class name, it is not unique. Then in the case we prefer with XPath or CSS selectors. So if the name with Ravikant 3 persons are there, what is the extra property we adding to identify exact Ravikant? What friends? If
ID.
sorry. Come on, friends. No. If I give the name as a Ravikant, with that Ravikant, 3 people are there. To identify Ravikant, what is the extra property I need to use? Along with
ID
Ravikant
property.
Surname.
not ID, sir. Not ID. Surname.
Surname.
Is it XPath and
Surname, right?
CSS?
Surname you are giving, right?
Yeah.
Come on, friends. In the classroom, 3 people are there with name Ravikant. If I call Ravikant, means 3 are responding. In that case, how can we solve the solution? Well, calling that.
Through sir,
Surname.
XPath.
Yeah, okay. XPath is perfect. I'm talking about reality. Okay, we'll go XPath only. So, will give more than one.
ID cannot work.
Sorry.
ID cannot
Roll
work.
number.
Sir, if ID only it is there, it is not unique. If name is there, if name is unique, class name is not unique. Will it works? ID means only ID value it takes. Name is name only it will takes. Can we add any other properties in ID, name, and class name? Come on. Can we add?
Yeah, department.
No, sir. Listen what I'm saying that. If I'm giving ID means ID number only we can give. Can I give name here in ID? Come
No.
on. In employee ID section, can you give your name?
No.
No, we can't.
In your name section, can you give your employee ID? That's what I'm saying that. In ID
Oh.
means we can. In name means only we can give the name. In this name section, I was giving Ravikant. With using this name Ravikant, 3 persons are responding. What I can do here? Can I ID name will not work, right? Then I have to give one more property. What is the one more property? Surname. Getting what I'm saying that? So in that case, when we want to give more than one properties to interact with web elements, then we either go with XPath or CSS selectors. Here ID means ID only we can give. Name is name only we can give. Class name is class name only we can give. We cannot add here both ID name in this class name property. We cannot use that.
Okay, sir.
Only
Okay.
the respect to ID means ID value. Name is name value. Class name is class value only we can give that. So when using a single attribute is not enough to identify the elements, then we have to give more than one properties. More than one properties we have to give. If you want to give more than one properties to interact with web elements means we go with either XPath or CSS selectors. Getting what I'm saying that? Huh? Here we can give first name, last name, all the properties we can give in a XPaths. Got it? More than one properties we can define these XPaths or CSS selectors. Next, link text and partial link text. Friends, in your web applications, majority of the elements are the links only. Noticed? What friends? Majority of the elements we can find as a links only. Especially if you want to interact with the links, then we go with the link text or partial link text locators. We go with the link text or partial link text. We go with that. Link text means if the link name is fully static, if the link name is full name static, always fixed link names. That kind of link names, if you want to interact means, then go with the link text. Go with the link text. And if the links are dynamic, the link names are dynamic. That kind of dynamic links, if you want to interact means, then go with the partial link text in providing the part of the link name. Okay, now these two are meant for to interact with the links. If you are interacting with the static links means the link names are not changeable. Those links you are interacting means give the link text to interact with the static links. When the link names are dynamic and the starting or ending link names are irregularly changing, some part of portion is static, something is dynamic, then go with the partial link text in providing part of the link name which is static and interact with that link to perform the operation. Next, come to the tag name. You know, like every web element will start with the HTML tag name. HTML tag name. For links, HTML tag name is the A. Okay. For text boxes, the HTML tag name is the input. And for drop downs, HTML tag name is the select. For image, IMG. For web table as the table. Like this, every web element has. Okay, for every element has start with the HTML tag name. Every element starts with the HTML tag name. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat one more time for the tag name?
Yeah. So for every web element, we'll start with HTML tag name. What is this element? What is this web element? Tell me. What is this kind of web element? Text box or drop down? Button.
Drop down list.
Drop down. If you spy this drop down, what is the HTML tag name for drop downs? Selector.
Select.
If you inspect the text box, what is the HTML tag name for text box? If you
Input.
inspect this link, what is the HTML tag name for the links anchor? If I try to inspect that image, what is the HTML tag name? IMG. Getting on? Every web element starts with respect to tag name. Based on the element, the name is available in HTML, right? So if you want to interact with elements, yeah, any doubt?
You mean the very first one is called a tag name? I'm still confused.
Yes, exactly. For the very first one is a HTML tag name. For every element, you have it. If any drop down you are working with, the HTML tag name is select. Okay, na?
Okay. Sure. Thanks.
Here, if you want to interact with a group of elements, I want to work on group of a same category elements. Like we can go with the tag names also, right? Through tag names also, I can work. Suppose I want all the links to print. Okay, I want all the links. I want all the links to print. I can interact with all the links with the tag name as A. I can retrieve all the link names. Okay, like this. So using tag name, we can go with more than one elements. So totally we have 8 locators are there. One is the ID, next is the name, next is the class name, above next is the XPath, then next like this CSS selectors. If you are working with the links means link text or partial text. If you want to work with more than one element means we can go with the tag names. We can interact with the more than one elements also when defining in a XPath and CSS selectors also. Okay, in CSS selectors and XPaths with a single element we can interact, with more than one elements also we can interact. Even tag name is, so in our application so many links are there in my page. I can go with the tag name A means more than one elements are, yes, identifying, right? Yes, these are the 8 locators. Let me, one second. I think these documents I need to keep for you in the drive. I'll keep that today. See friends, totally we have 8 locators, 8 types of locators are there. ID, name, class name, and XPath, CSS selector, and tag name, and we have link text partial text. Sorry, here we can see that link text partial text. So like this we have that. So friends, using these locators, we have to find the element, then only we have to perform the operation, right? Before performing operation, we have to find the element with the locators. Now we have seen the locators. With the locators, we have to find. We have to find. So friends, here with the combination with locators, we have to use the WebDriver methods. Tell me friends, WebDriver methods, how many are there? How many WebDriver are there?
13.
13.
13.
Tell me what are the 13 WebDriver methods? Come on.
Get method.
Get method.
Navigate.
Navigate.
Close. Get current URL.
Navigate. Close.
Quit.
Quit.
Find element.
Get current URL.
Find element.
Find element.
Find elements. What next?
Get current URL.
Get current URL.
Get Windows handle.
Get
window handle.
Get window handle and get window handles.
Manage.
Manage.
Get title.
Get title.
Switch to.
Get page source.
Get page source. Almost came out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Perfect. Now, okay. Now talking about locators. These are the locators. These locators we have to find. To find with these locators, we have to use some 2 WebDriver methods out of these 13. So what are those means? Find element and find elements. These are the WebDriver methods we are using right now. Find element and find elements. Find element with using any of these 8 locators. Find element is singular. If you want to interact with particular element means find element, and inside this find element brackets we have to give the locator. Based on what locator you want to find, we have to give. These all are friends. What are the locators we are talking? These all are the static methods. Friends, All these 8 locations are the static methods. Friends, the static methods means it will be called with some class name or not? What friends? Calling with some class name? In which class all these 8 locations are defined means with a by class. By dot id, by dot name, by dot class name, by dot xpath, like this. Here, find element in this we are giving by dot id. We are giving that id value. We are doing like this. First, we have to find the element. Find element by what locator? By dot idea, by dot name, by dot xpath, and give that xpath value, id value in this here. So we are talking element. After that, dot, we are doing operation. If I am working with the link means I will do the link. If I want to enter some text, I'll use that. First you put the element using any of the locator, then you perform the operation by end like this. Got it, friends? Like this we do like, yeah.
I mean, like
So now,
by dot. Sorry, by dot is a class name you said.
yeah, by dot only. By is a class. So all these 8 locators are the static methods. How static called? With a class name. In which class all these static methods are defined? In by class. By dot id, by dot name, by dot class name, like this we give. Got it, sir? Here. By dot id.
Is it a predefined class something?
That's what I'm saying, that these are all the predefined methods or not?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes.
These are predefined methods, right? ID, name,
Right.
class, all predefined. These are all
Right.
static methods. These are predefined static methods. How we call static methods? Class name. In which class all these 8 locators are presented is in by class. Under the by class, static methods are there. By dot ID, by dot name, by class.
Thanks. I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah. It means finding the element, one single element. If you want group of elements, if you want to find group of elements, then we go with the find elements. If you want to find group of elements means find elements. Okay, look. So friends, find element. We are finding the element. So what is the return type for the find element means any kind of, whether the element I'm finding as a text box, radio button, links, whatever the element I'm finding that. Any kind of element, return type is always with the web element only. If I'm finding group of elements, then
Mr. Ravi, some disturbance is coming actually. Somebody has.
friends, can you please be in a mute?
Sorry
Don't
for
mind.
that. Thanks.
So today I'll share the documents, friends. I will keep these documents.
Hello. Hello.
Sorry, friends, power has gone. I was switching to my mobile network. Yeah. Is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Is
Yes.
it audible?
Yes, sir.
No. So find element is a single element. If we want to interact means find element, we use the method. The return type for find element is the web element. And if you want to find group of elements, then we have to use the find elements by dot any of the locator will interact with elements. What is the return type for this find element? List of web element. List of web element is the return type for the find elements. Web element is return type for the find element. Getting friends? Using this find element and find elements, we are interacting with any kind of element using any of these 8 locators, and we'll be performing the operation. And we are performing the operation. Okay, let's try to see that what are the operations we can perform after identifying the elements. So just now we have seen that 8 locators. What is the 8 locators here? Driver dot find element by dot class name, give the class value. See, if you are working with the link text or partial in text, how we frame the driver dot. So we are finding the element where in the WebDriver reference, right? Driver dot find element by dot link text, give the link name. If you are working with the partial link, dynamic links, then we go with the by dot partial link text, give the part of the link name. Getting friends? Like this. If you are working with XPath, driver dot find element by dot XPath, use the XPath expression. And if it's a CSS selector, means find element by dot CSS selector will use that locator. We'll talk about all these things, XPath, CSS, coming sessions. XPath will talk about 2 days, and CSS will be talking for 1 day. Okay, we'll talk like. Still 4 more days left to complete this locators. Don't worry, everything will talk. So if you want to identify with tag name, driver dot find elements by dot tag name, give the tag name ena, image, input, selector, will give that. Okay, and these are the 13 WebDriver methods. In this, what WebDriver method we use? Find element and find elements. Okay, now like this. Now, what are the operations? Once we find any element with a specific locator, then we have to do the operations on that web element. Find an element, we have to perform some operation. What kind of operations we can perform on elements? Yeah, click is a method. So friends, this is used to click on link, used to click on an image, used to click on a button, used to click on a checkbox, used to click on a radio buttons. So click is the method. We'll be clicking on these kind of elements: link, image, button, checkbox, radio buttons. In everywhere we use the operation as a click. If we want to enter some text in a text box, we use the method called send keys. We use a method called send keys. This is used to entering the text into input fields. This is used to entering text into the input fields. In text boxes you want to enter, send keys we use. Clear method. This is used for clearing the input field before entering some data. So if you are entering some data into the text box, it's a best practice, always clear that text. If any is there, it will clear the text in the text boxes. Clear is the method. Get text, get attribute. Getting something from your web application. Get text will get something which is visible in your application, like link names and static text. Anything is visible in your application. To capture that kind of information, we use the get text method. Get attribute. So get attribute, this will capture the properties of web elements. Properties of web elements means, friends, here you are spying this text box. This text box having some properties. The element spied properties, if you want to retrieve the inner properties of a web element, these are the properties of this web element, right? Inner properties of this web element or not. If you want to get that inspected web element inner properties, if you want to get, we use the get attribute of ID we are giving, means ID value is retrieving. Get attribute of name I am giving means it will retrieve the field hyphen keywords like this. Getting friends? That's the difference for the get text and get attribute. Get text will always get which is visible on an application, like link names and static text, it will be capturing. But using the get attribute, this will capture the properties of the web elements. Web element, inspected web element, inner properties if you want to capture, get attribute. In this get attribute, we must pass the argument. Which property idea, name, class name, like this, whatever you want the values of that attributes, you have to provide. Yes, of course, this will not use, but I'm saying that get location x-axis, y-axis, all those things. This will capture the x-coordinate of the element. If particular web element x-axis you want, so get location dot x, Y-axis you want means get location dot y, we use that. And get size. This captures the size of the input fields. And get tag name. It will get the HTML tag name. This will capture the HTML tag name of the web elements. And these are the important things. Okay, these four are not that many important. These five are very much important, and these are the very much important. We'll use that. So these are the verification points. These are the verification points. Verifications. Validation. We are validating here. So here is displayed, is selected, is enabled. These are the validation points. So is displayed means what? Whether it's displayed or not. If you want to perform any operation on a particular element, it should be displayed. So if we are checking whether it's displayed this element, whether this element is displayed or not, we have to check that. This is used to check if the element is visible or hidden. For that reason, is displayed. Identify the element. Lastly, give dot is displayed. It will give true or false. It will give true or false. Okay, is selected. This is used to check if a checkbox is selected or option in a drop down is selected or radio button is selected to validate. Is selected method we use. So once you check the checkbox, once you check the radio button, once you select option and drop down, after selection done, you want to check whether is selected the drop down, whether checkbox is selected or not, whether radio button is selected or not. For confirmation to do that, is selected is method we use. It returns boolean value true or false. Is enabled. Is enabled. Friends, once it is some elements are enabled and some are disabled, it will be there. If the elements are enabled only, I can perform operation. I want to check whether particular inspected element is enabled or not. This is used to find if an element is enabled or disabled. It will check this. So is displayed, is selected, is enabled, all the validated points where to check whether is displayed or is selected or it is enabled or not. To validate that, we use these methods on the inspected elements. These are the operations we'll be using, friends. These are the operations we'll be using them. And here we came to know today the locators totally we have 8 locators on the priority. We have seen that, and we have seen that what are the WebDriver methods in this. What WebDriver method we use for to find the elements is that find element and find elements. If you want to interact with single element, we use the find element. If you are interacting with more than one elements, we go with the find elements. After finding the element in the single or multi-locate using any of these locators, and lastly we'll be performing the operations, clicking or sending the text or clearing the text or getting that text or validating that things, all those things we are doing the operation in the ending. So hope everyone is clear, right, till here? Friends, is everyone clear?
Yes, so far. Thank you.
Tomorrow we'll see that practically in implementing all these things. Okay, let me keep these documents. Let me keep all these documents in your GitHub server. And let me keep this. Yeah, let me create one new folder. New folder. Yes. Documents. In this documents, I was pasting here. Yes, everything got pasted, friends. So here we can go with this locators WebDriver methods. This is the one you take. So let me keep this project into your GitHub account. So ours is 9:30 a.m. repo, right? Yes. Yeah, let's go to show in Explore. So just paste it here. Replace. So creation and locators. Okay, and we add the document. Added medium. commit to master. So friends, hope every enjoy the documents and these programs, whatever we discussed. Okay, tomorrow we'll see that locators in a practical. We are occupied with locators still 4 to 5 days. Still 5 days we are having time to go with these locators. 5 days we are occupied with the locators still.
And total, how many it is for Selenium? Ravi?
The Java videos.
So Selenium and project complete, right? 2 months, sir. 2 months. Selenium and project 2 months it takes.
And
Yeah,
only
someone is
Selenium?
asking.
1 month.
Yeah,
Can
Selenium
you
1 month.
rest of the Java recordings, please?
Yeah, sure, madam. Yesterday I added. You didn't get that videos?
No, till collections I got that, but the rest of them I didn't get.
In YouTube it was.
Okay. Okay, I will upload today. Okay, don't worry.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, friends. Yeah, thank you, friends. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir. Hello.
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 Hello, sir.
Hello.
Are you able to listen to me, sir?
Hello. Someone is talking. Voice is very low. Hello. Hello. Okay, fine.
All right, thanks, Mr. Ravi. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Good day.
thank you, sir. Thank you very much.